Welcome to What's Your Story? I'm Charlie Timmons, your host. Every week I bring you a guest who's authentic and genuine, who's going to have insights and practical information you could put to use in your professional and personal life immediately. Today's a treat. My guest today is Bridgett Battles. Now, that name you will remember. She is the CEO of the Bridgett Battles Experience. Now, that's a full-service fashion empowerment firm that's committed to helping individuals enhance their personal appearance. Now, that's a mouthful. Welcome to the show, Bridgett.
Thank you for having me, Charlie. I'm so excited to be here with you today.
So explain what that empowerment thing means.
Yes, it means several things. I help you pull out the best version of yourself. I help you show up being the best version so that when you leave the room, people remember you.
So you're going to make me sticky in people's memory.
I'm going to make you sticky in people's memory, and most importantly, I'm going to help you make an impact.
So what are some of the things you do? I know you've written this book.
Yes.
In addition to that, what else do you do
so
as
Charlie,
part of
I'm
the
an
experience?
author, I am a motivational speaker, and a style strategist.
So that's a lot of things to juggle, but it's all around the same idea. What's
Yes.
inside of a person, you're bringing that out.
That is correct. That is correct.
So who's the target audience for you?
So I work with C-suite executives, and I work with entrepreneurs, and I work with those people who are decision makers, those people who your career and your image work well together.
So for a lot of the people out there, explain the correlation between how one looks, how one shows up, and how one becomes successful.
Yes, so your image has a lot to do with your finances, especially those of us who want to grow our professional career. You want to be remembered, you want to make an impact, and most importantly, you want to be the best version of yourself, and you want to also make sure that you are making a difference. Your personal and your professional image, they work well together. And so in all of that, you got to show up ready to change the game.
So I sense you use the word feel a lot.
Yeah.
I feel a lot. I know that when I'm in a custom-made suit,
Don't you feel great?
I'm empowered. I feel,
Yes.
There's your word, but I feel,
Your posture changes too.
I feel like I look the part, that I am projecting that which I want to project.
When you look the part, when you dress the part, you show up ready to do the part. You show up ready to implement. You show up ready to be a game changer. You show up ready to be an atmosphere changer, and you show up ready to deliver results.
So what is the value that your clients get out of engaging with you to help them?
So you get several things. One thing in particular that I like to focus on with my client is that I help you develop your signature look. Your signature look identifies you. Just like when you met me, you said, I've been experienced. You'll never meet another Bridgett Battles.
It's true.
So I help you develop your signature look, your secret sauce.
Ooh. So how do you tell people what's your secret sauce?
So my secret sauce has to do with a couple of things. One thing in particular is that I always use my name. That's the first thing. Because my name is so unique and because it's power-driven, Bridgett Battles. So I always tell people now, I don't start fights, but I don't lose them either. So, my name is part of my secret sauce. And once I've had that conversation with you, I'm able to invite you into my world.
So we're getting a sense of what you do.
Yes.
And later on, I want you to tell me how you do this for people. But why do you do this? Why have you been put so much time and energy and effort into this one particular area?
So about 17 years ago, I relocated here from North Carolina. And during that process, I did not have a mentor. And since I didn't have a mentor, I knew that I needed more, but I wasn't sure how to get more. And so what I started to do was to start creating my own process. Now, there are times I got it right, and there are times I got it wrong. But through that course of doing this process, I was able to create my own platform. So built with my own personal drive for fashion and business, I knew the change it made in my life, so I was ready to share that change in other people's lives.
You shared with me that there's a correlation between the work you do and people's finances. Could
That
you
is
be more
correct.
specific about that?
Yes. So your image affects your finances. So what I like to tell my clients is this. I know we focused on first impressions, and first impressions do mean a lot, but also the impression that you leave on the person you've met when you walk away. I tell my clients to focus on the 7 seconds that I've walked away from someone. Do they remember you? Did you leave a lasting impact on them? Because if they remember you, you become collateral for them. You go in their pipeline. You develop relationships. So when there are opportunities for an RFP, when there are opportunities for speaking engagements, when there are opportunities for areas that you specify that you work in, when there are opportunities in certain spaces that you are a perfect fit for, they remember you. And when they remember you, not only develop relationships, but it also develops finances and contracts.
So I'm going to throw you a curveball here.
Sure. We like curveballs.
What happened in your professional career that flipped the switch for you to say, I have to do this?
Yes. So one thing in particular that happened in my career, and that is I sat in a role in corporate America where that I knew that I had the skill set, but I wasn't quite clear that I had the executive presence. And I knew in order for me to get to that place, I needed to be able to command the room to show them that I had the skill set. Oftentimes, you know, people in the corporate world or people in business, they look at your exterior. And I knew in order for me to get beyond those barriers and to get to the decision makers and to get to the people that I needed to get to, I had to look the part, which caused me to develop my own sense of executive presence.
There's research that says that words make up only 5 or 10% of the impact with people. We spend so much time coming up with right words, but what you just said has a greater impact, research says, than anything else. So if we don't pay attention to that, we're not memorable.
That's correct.
Which affects us professionally and our reputation,
Correct.
our brand.
Yes.
So what have others told you has been what words do they use after they experience you? I'm curious.
So I have one client who is amazing out of Newark, Delaware. I've been working with her for now about 7 years. And I've taken her out of her comfort zone. I've challenged her beyond her normal look. I have pushed her into areas that she would have normally not gone into. And so one thing she always tells me is that, you know how to put your Bridgett magic on it. Your Bridgett magic, it makes me see things through a different lens. It makes me look at things outside of the box. And because you pushed me outside of the box, there was one item that you selected in my look that always became a conversation starter. Whether it's your jewelry, whether it is your shoes, but it's always that one item that's a conversation starter.
That must make you feel great.
Makes me feel amazing.
And just can't wait to get to the next client to do the same
Yes.
magic,
Yes.
as you've said.
Yes, the Bridgett magic.
There you go.
Yes.
So what's been the biggest surprise to you about the work that you do with your clients?
One of the biggest surprises for me has been not just the impact that we've made on the clients, but the clients in return are making an impact in their place of business or also making an impact in their community service that they're providing. So, the impact we're making is multiplying.
Right.
So that has been one of the biggest surprises for me. When you have a great idea, you have a concept, and just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean that everybody else is passionate about it. But when I'm able to invite you into my world and you become just as passionate, and then you understand why it's so important, seeing that multiplied has been like mind-blowing to me.
So you're getting people energized.
Yes.
To believe in not only themselves but their ideas.
Yes.
So they can shape and influence other people.
That is correct.
To do the work that they have to do.
Yes.
So I can imagine in a large corporation, people get lost.
That's correct.
People aren't noticed until they do things that force themselves to be
Yes.
noticed.
Yes.
They have ideas. They want their ideas heard. So you also work with this side of them as well. What's the biggest concern you have about young women in the workplace relative to the work you do?
So one of the biggest concerns that I have about young women are, well, maybe let's just not just say one, I have two. One thing in particular is that, you know, we have the technical skills, but we don't invest in the executive presence. And the moment you say invest, everyone automatically thinks it's money all the time. Money is fuel for this, yes, but you also have to invest your time. You have to invest time in the way that you look. You have to invest time in reading books. You have to invest time so that you can have the appropriate conversations. You have to invest time so that you know who else is in your space, especially those that are decision makers. You got to invest time to know who the players are so that you are able to play in the sandbox. You have to equip yourself. So that's one of the things. And the other thing that concerns me is that we have ideas and we keep our ideas and we don't implement them on the next level. We keep our ideas small, but the ideas have the amount of Bridgett magic, you know, whatever your magic is, but it also has the potential to become so much bigger. And one of the concerns is that we're playing too small. We got to play bigger.
I'm thinking of the word courage.
Yes.
That your clients develop courage to speak their truth, to have the impact that they want to have on other people.
We call it the confidence effect.
The confidence effect.
That's what we call it.
What's that look like?
So the confidence effect says that I've done my inner work on myself, and now I'm ready to share it with the world. It says that I'm not intimidated easily. It says that I'm not afraid to ask questions, and it says that I'm confident in what I can deliver to your organization, so that is why you need me. That's what it looks like.
My sense is that many, many years ago, you there without a mentor, you
Yes.
had a vision.
Yes,
And what you just described was the aspiration you had for yourself.
that's correct.
And you have brought it to bear in your own life.
And it feels so good, Charlie.
Well, we're going to take a break. We have
Okay.
sponsors that we need to hear from.
Yes.
But we're going to come back, and you're going to get more of the Bridgett experience. We'll be right back.
Number 7. Number 8.
9 regular. Oh, wait. 13 giant. The usual?
Of course. Number 1.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Welcome back to What's Your Story? I'm Charlie Timmons, and today I'm with Bridgett Battles. I want to read this so I don't miss anything. Bridgett helps decision makers, entrepreneurs, and rising corporate professionals develop a personal and professional image strategy. And she's also an author. Talk a little bit about the books you've written, why you've written them, and how they've impacted your audience.
Sure. So my book is called Beauty and Her Battle. It's a 30-day style guide. It's definitely a play on my name. I just love the BBs. And I wrote the book because I knew there were some audiences that I may never get the opportunity to get in front of. but I knew I still needed to communicate my message. And so I began to write the book based on me being able to give you practical and transferable skills that you can implement in your own everyday life at your own pace. Because everybody don't learn and move at the same pace. So I wrote the book so that you can each day, I'm your commander in fashion in the book.
Commander in fashion.
Yes, I'm your commander in fashion. And so every day, I give you something to do every day concerning your image. And at the end of each day, there's a place for you to write at the back of it so that you're able to record what you're thinking at that time. And then when you go shopping, if you need to replace things in your wardrobe, you can take me with you.
Oh, I like that. That's very, very clever.
Yes,
To do
yes.
that. You also speak.
Yes.
And share with the audience the things that you like to talk about from the stage.
Yes. So there are three things that I'm particularly passionate about talking about. One in particular is one of my signature talks we just finished, which is called Your Image is Your Credit Card. And
Okay.
that is like one of my favorite ones that we just completed. And then the second one that's also my favorite, which is called The Intersection of Executive Presence and Diversity and Inclusion. And then the third one is The Confidence Effect. So I enjoy sharing those signature talks because it gives me a chance to not only get in front of the audience, but it gives me a chance to be able to meet other people, meet them where they are, and give them that in-person inspiration that they need to make that next leap in their image.
So let's shift to when you're working one-on-one with a client. Go through the process that you have with them, how long it takes, what you're doing,
Yes.
what they're doing, so on and so forth.
So the first thing I do is, Charlie, I have to get inside your closet.
Pardon
That's
me?
the first thing. I have to get inside your closet, Charlie, okay? I have to get inside your
get it.
closet. Yes, I have to see what you have. In order for me to help you, I need to know where you are. And if I know where you are, then I know what process I need to take to get you where you desire to go.
So give me an example. You got inside somebody's closet and you rolled your eyes. What did you see in that closet?
So one thing in particular that I find often is that we hold on to things because of the emotional attachment. We can't fit it. It's out of style, or it's damaged, can't be repaired, but it's taking up a whole section in your closet.
Right.
So you can't make room for the new if you're still holding on to the old.
That makes
And
sense.
that happens with our mindset.
So what do you do when you're in that closet?
So I get in that closet and we make 3 piles. We make a pile for you to keep, we make a pile for you to donate, and we make a pile for you to throw away. Yep.
So how long does that take? A day?
3 months.
3 months. Explain that to me. 3 months.
So the first month, we're going to do some mind transformation. We're going to do some mindset. Because I have to make sure
So
that
up
you're
here.
open. Yes, I got to make sure you're open. I have to make sure that you are open to receive. One of the things my business coach taught me a few years ago, and it's always been in my mind, and she says, you can't read the label when you're inside the jar. And so that has always been something that I remember when it comes to image. So if I'm inside the jar, I don't see what the world sees. So my mindset has to be open so I can hear what the world is seeing. So the first month we spend on mindset. The second month, I go inside your closet. We do a complete closet overall. The third month, we create
What do you mean? You're rearranging the closet, organizing it?
We're rearranging it, we're organizing it, and I am the person who's going to get rid of the things that you're donating and throwing away. I'm not going to leave that to you
So
because
I'm
I
not
don't want to leave and come back and you put everything back in the closet.
I'm not going to have the emotional scars of throwing things away.
Correct.
Because you're going to throw them
I'm
away.
going to throw them away.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
I'm going to look out for you, Charlie.
Oh.
You're going to be in good hands.
They're okay.
Yes, and then the third month, we've created a lookbook, and we go shopping together to replace pieces that you need. And it's through this course that I become the disruptor in your life.
What do you mean by that?
I become the disruptor. I help you break out of your normal patterns. I help you because you want different results. So you don't invite me into your world to get the same results.
Yeah,
You invite me
true,
because
yeah.
you want change.
That's
And so
right.
in order for you to get change, we have to disrupt your normal pattern. So I become the disruptor in your life. I'm disrupting everything. Because I'm committed to this work, Charlie. I'm committed to seeing you show up and show out. I'm committed to it.
So at the end of the third month, I now have a new wardrobe.
You have a signature look.
I like that term.
You have your secret sauce.
I like that. More of that, give me more. Mm-hmm. What happens after the third month between you and I?
So after the third month between you and I, you still have access to me. You still have access to me. Yes, you still have access to me. And we have periodic check-ins so that I can make sure that you are maintaining everything that we have gone through, everything that I've taught, so that you are staying on a consistent playing ground. And then we reevaluate where you are in 6 months and to see if there are any additional changes that we need to make.
So in a way, you're like the accountability coach at that point.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're stuck with Bridgett Battles once you come to the BB experience.
Not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
We change for the better, and it helps my credit card and helps my finances,
Absolutely,
as you say,
yes.
to be able to do that. So what is the favorite part of those 3 steps where you have the most fun with people?
So I have the most fun with people during the closet audit. Because when we get to the closet audit, I always hear stories. And it causes you to deal with things that you don't necessarily want to talk about, especially whether it's a good time or a bad time. And I say I have the most fun with that particular part because not only do you get a chance to share with me, but I get a chance to share with you. And then I always show you what it's like after you come out of this transformation. So it's fun for me and it's rewarding for me.
See, my experience is sometimes I cannot visualize what the end product's going to be. I have an aspiration, I want to change, I want to look better, whatever, but I can't see it. But you can.
I can't see it.
You can see it.
I can't see
to be
it.
able to do it. So
I can't see it.
what outcomes do your clients get on a regular basis? It's like guaranteed when they work with you, these are the kind of things that are going to happen for them.
Yes. The first thing that you're going to get is going to be a reduction in your time. Because how many times have you woke up in the morning and said, oh my God, I have nothing to wear, and you have a closet full of clothes, but you don't know what you're going to wear?
Guilty.
Yes. So you're going to have a closet full of clothes that you actually enjoy wearing. That's the first outcome.
Okay.
Yes. And since you have clothes that you actually enjoy wearing, it doesn't take you a whole hour to decide what to wear. So it saves you time in the morning. So you have time to get an extra cup of coffee. You have time to read the paper and have a bagel. Saves you time in the morning. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is this. You automatically change your level of confidence. You know how it is when you wear something that you love, you feel like you can conquer the world. It immediately changes your level of confidence. The third thing is this. You automatically change the way you deliver when it comes to your work. You change. When you feel good, you do good. When you look good, you deliver on a whole different level.
Any clients have shared stories with you of how that's worked for them that you can share with the audience?
I've had one client in particular, and her desire was to move from the admin role up to the next level of being a manager. And after working with me for 3 months, she felt confident enough to go and sell herself to the manager. And although she didn't get the position right when she asked for it, she did get the position 2 months later.
Well, the first time she changed that person's perception of her.
Yes.
He saw that potential, and then she just keeps at it. So eventually she's going to move people.
And they saw the growth in her. They saw the fact that, she cared about the work that she was doing, but she also cared about herself. And so I know if you care about you, I know you're going to care about my product.
That's correct.
So especially as an employee, entrepreneur, C-suite person, if you care about the way that you look, you care about the organization that you serve.
I've met many image consultants. I met people who focus on executive presence. So there are a lot of choices out there.
There are a lot of choices.
How would you explain to the audience how you're different than other folks?
The key factor that makes me different is the fact that I am the disruptor, and I also encourage you to become the CEO of you. In other words, you are the chief executive officer of you. You have the power to change your own narrative. You have the power to write your own story. You have the power to make yourself look like the person that you not only see in your vision, but you can live that out every day. So that's what makes me different. I'm helping you disrupt the pattern, and you're going to live in that role of being a CEO.
I've listened to talks given by other image consultants, and it's almost like they say, here's the way you should look, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you have that look, as opposed to working from the inside out. Is that part of your program?
It is, because you can have the look, but not have the confidence. I like to say, you can wear nice clothes, but you may not be confident in them. The clothes shouldn't wear you. You should wear the clothes. So that's why we focus on the inside first, because I want you to own that look. I want you to rock the runway every time you leave out your house.
Yeah, I can remember going to a wedding, and the bride was notorious for never wearing dresses, and she felt very awkward walking down the aisle in a wedding dress because she didn't see herself in that particular role. So it's similar in business.
Yes, you have to see it. My business coach, I keep referring to her because little things she says coming to mind. She says, you have to see it before you see it.
You have to see it before you see it?
You have to see it before you see it.
I get that.
Yep, you have to see it before you see it. Exposure brings about expansion.
If you were to pick 3 words to describe the experience that people have in working with you, what 3 words would you use?
Experience, of course. The second word, I think that I would say innovative. And I would say innovative because I'm going to not only help you look the part and dress the part, but I'm going to help you transform your mindset so that you're able to create new ideas. Right. So that's the second one.
You're empowering me moving forward because I have that different mindset. I like that.
Yes. And the third one, I would say multifunctional, because I'm going to show you how to multiply your talent. After you have created this new look and this new image, I'm going to show you how to become a multiplier, because we all have gifts that are inside of us.
And oftentimes we're reluctant to bring them forward because we lack the confidence.
Yes.
We're worried about what other people may think of them, and we have to push through. And you're there pushing people through.
Pushing people through, yes.
Listen, we're finished. We've run out of time.
No, Charlie.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay, all right.
This is the time in the show where I have you look into that camera and speak to the audience and share whatever you would like. You may have an offer. You may have places you want to send them on the internet to learn more about you.
Yes.
Time's yours.
Yes, thank you so much, Charlie. First of all, thank you for having me on today. It's been an amazing experience, and I've just enjoyed the conversation between the two of us. But I'd like to say to our viewing audience, I would love to connect with you. I would love for you to have the Bridgett Battles experience. Please log on to my website at www.thebbexperience.com. You can find me on all methods of social media under Bridgett Battles. And if you are following me on social media, and if you type RTV in the comment section, my team and I will make sure that you get a discount code on any item or my book that you purchase from Bridgett Battles Experience.
That's very kind of you.
Yes.
So I loved having you on the show because you have a message that more and more people need to hear.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
And it's worthwhile. So I thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. This was fun.
I'm glad you had a great time.
Yes.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Next week on What's Your Story, I'll have another guest who's authentic and genuine.
Thank you.
And it's going to share their ideas and insights that you can put into use in your business and your personal life right away. So until next week, be well. Thanks for tuning in.